Okay, YouTube, I'm back. Okay, this is part two. Okay, and I'm interviewing my husband, and we're just going to jump right on in there, asking him questions. Because I said he's a wealth full of knowledge, and he learns so fast. I'm telling you how to get around, and I'll be like, okay. That's why I be kicked back and relaxing. Okay, so let's see. What should I ask you now? Okay, about like the furniture and different items. Where can you get? I know you told us a little bit about Accra, where you can get. Well, some of the things. What are some of the things that you can get that you will need? Because they don't deliver. You have to go get it yourself.
Okay, hello again, first of all. In Accra, you can, well, I won't say get anything because we're from Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, you can't get anything from around the world there. So you can't get everything there, but you can get quite a few goods in Accra. Aside from Accra, then you really are you're out of luck because here, now they will deliver in Accra too. You can get things there and they'll deliver there, but outside of Accra, they're not going to deliver. Now you can get what's called a trotro to deliver your stuff, but that's kind of like, at their mercy whether your stuff will get here and get here in one piece. Because the trotro, it's a transportation system. They use vans or sometimes they use cars, but mostly vans. And it has a lot of people on it. And then they pile stuff up on top of it or in the back of the van. So, that's one way of getting goods to you. Otherwise, you have to hire a truck to go pick up your goods for you. This is why the business opportunities here are just off the chart. Because in this area, everybody goes all the way to Winnipeg to get things. So if someone was to set up a distribution center here, then they would have the whole area because that would save people from going into Accra. Now on a busy day when the traffic's bad, it may take you 3 to 5 hours to get to Accra, even though it's only 35, 40 miles roughly away. And then back again. So you kill the whole day, basically. So if someone was to do that, they would make so much money and it would be such a benefit to the people. So when we need to buy things like refrigerator, stove, or washing machine, furniture, or something like that, then traditional like type stuff, then we would have to go to Swedro. Swedro's about 20 miles away, and I mentioned it in part one. There you can get just about anything. The only other place is there are a few what's called ShopRites here. ShopRites are similar to like a small Walmart. For those in the West who know what a Walmart is, it's like a small Walmart, and they have items there that you can't get here, and you don't have to go all the way to Accra to get to a ShopRite. But the closest ShopRite to here is probably about maybe 15 miles roughly away, about 15, maybe 20 miles to go to a ShopRite. Otherwise, you'd have to go all the way into Accra. Now, if you want local things mean locally made, handmade, and stuff like that. You can get some things in Winnipeg because there are some shops where people build their own furniture and stuff like that. But for the most part, you'll probably wind up going to Accra to get the things you need. As far as food and stuff, you can get them at the marketplace in Winnipeg. So we don't have to go that far. Here in the villages, it's very limited as what you can buy here as far as groceries and stuff.
So transportation. Let's get into transportation since you almost hit it with the trotro and everything, and the costs of it and everything.
Okay, like I said, the trotro is a way of getting around. Each little community has their own trotro system, and it's very inexpensive if you don't mind riding with a bunch of people or a lot of people. As far as the Trotro, they'll just pack it and get as many people basically as they can in there. So it can be very uncomfortable, but you can get used to it. At first, I didn't particularly care for it because my legs are kind of long, and it was very uncomfortable sitting in there. Most of the people here, the statue of the people here is a little bit smaller than in the West. So they don't take up as much room as a lot of the people in the West. They're a little bit shorter. So I had problems with my legs getting in the Trotro. But once I learned to navigate it, then we started taking the Trotro because it saves you money. As far as from here to Accra, if you take a Trotro, it's going to cost you about 12 cedis. And what that would mean is roughly it's going to cost you about $1.70, $1.80, which is very inexpensive, okay? But if you take a cab now and do the same trip in a cab, you're looking at between 250 and 300 Ghana cedis, okay? So I'll give you the rough ratio of the U.S. to the CD, and now you can figure it out for yourself. It varies actually day to day, week to week. When we first came, it was 5.78 CDs for every dollar. So $1 would get you five CDs plus 80 pesos, which is what is anything below $1. Okay. So now the ratio's up to about 7.5, 7.25. So that would mean for every dollar you would get 7 to 7.5 Ghana cedis. Okay. So when you're talking about $250 to $350, 350 Ghana cedis for a trip, then you're talking about 40, 50 some dollars or more for a trip. So compare that to less than $1, less than $2, and you see why everybody takes the Trotro here. But you can also take the cab. Like I said, cab or Trotro, that's the main ways of traveling. They have what's called a motorcycle Trotro. Seats 4 people or 2 people. It's like a tricycle, like a 3-wheel motorcycle. Okay, and that's inexpensive. That's even cheaper. But you wouldn't want to go long distances in that.
Okay. So I want to know, since he has had our home built here, and now our wall around our home being built, I want to know, what has he learned from having people work for you in doing, labor here in Ghana?
Basically, what I found out is it's better for you. First of all, you need to know someone who speaks the language. I should have said that in part 1. You got to hook up with somebody who speaks the local language, because here they do not speak English. There's a few people, especially the young people, but in general it's Fante in this area. And the older people, that's all they know. So if you don't know Fante, then in most cases you're not going to be communicating very well. Okay? So wherever you go in Ghana, I would say, is try to hook up with a local person who knows the local language that you can trust. And hooked us up right away with people we can trust. We haven't been cheated since we've been here. Although everybody else, I've heard sob stories of how they've lost a lot of money. We haven't been cheated at all because we rely on the people that has put in our lives to help us. So when I want to know about something, I ask them. So what I found out is the best way to get anything done, like we're having a compound, a brick wall put around the home now,